They got Ryan to run in. That's fun. All right, Chaos, you will be home. Warriors, you will be black. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Southwest Qualifier semifinal. It is Chaos versus Warriors. Two teams distinct in the sense they do not have a city name connected to them or a state name connected to them. Warriors are the runners-up from last year's U.S. Quadball Cup. Chaos, a brand new quadball team composed of a lot of young and bright, talented college players, led by Naresh. A lot of you familiar with him. Nivas Jairam, who plays a multitude of positions, literally every position. Good throw up front. Ryan Davis is going to try and get that push speed. Misses off that, and there's none on the run here. And Miguel Esparza, one of the fastest men in this entire game, takes off in a straight line, and usually Light struggles to keep up with him. So, let alone a human being. That's 10-0 to Warriors. Off of the quick turnover from Chaos on that play. See if that beater action continues there. Ryan Davis out there playing beater as Warriors is rotated in the trees formation. Daniel Williams, player many consider to be the #1 beater in the entire world. Cooper slides over. Looks a little bit, I will say, the grass out here, very, very nice grass, but it was cold and a little bit wet yesterday, so it is now hardened. Means that it's a little difficult for people to get their cleats deep in there, and Cooper's on a run. He gets beat in the back. That's Nivas Jairam, who's trying to get control on that play. Austin Cruz, formerly of Arizona State, now on a run, shoots it too low with a chaser right in front of the hoops there. That's a tough way to go out. Jairam's running back, Cruz is running back, Warriors on the run as well, and they are crashing down. Miguel with a quick shift over to the right-hand side and a finish. Throwback from Jairam now. Chaos does officially have a dodgeball in their possession. They did not for about 10 seconds there. Cruz is going to sub out real quick here, and it looks like Blackwell's going to enter the game. Blackwell, if I'm not mistaken, Columbia College last year, now making his move up to the club ranks. And if he can do what he did in college, Chaos got a good one on their hands. A lot of action from Chaos is centered around attacking the center hoop. Many players that are shooters on their team do what a lot of people consider to be bar down, which is tossing at the absolute apex, highest point you possibly can at the center hoop and getting it to drop down. The hardest part of the hoop to defend if you're a mid-hoop defender, no matter how tall you are, unless you're in the higher ranks. Like McClanahan, who was not here this weekend, but is truly the tallest beater in the game. Best throwback action, too, as well. If you beat McClanahan, he throws it directly up into the air where only he can get it. Miguel on the run and a quick stop here. A lot of swim moves on that one to get past the Chaos defense. Still waiting for Chaos to get on the board. I believe that's 30-0 for the Warriors here so far. Been pretty routine in terms of how they attack, moving the ball over as the beater exchange happens into the opening and finding the groove here. Shawnee Vaughn, who, by the way, a recent mother out here, military member, and now college graduate from Texas A&M out here for Chaos. Fumbles that one just a little bit there as it goes wide, and looks like Annika is going to get this one and get on a run herself. Cooper's on the run down the middle. Nobody contesting yet. Blackwell with his hands up. Miguel with another one. And I believe all 4 goals so far have been scored by Miguel for the Warriors. Swathi Menem, recent graduate of the University of Texas, out here, entering the field of play. Ryan Davis and Daniel Williams, the beater combination. Keeper out there is Matthew Cooper, who also one of the best flag runners in this game as well. Swathi over, working middle, gets the pass high and outside. Cooper made contact with Swathi as she was releasing up top, and it changed her release point and her shot angle, and it becomes a turnover. Kayla Williams, the creator of Chaos, founder of Chaos, out there with a quick one, and there's going to be a quick hit on Annika. She is down. She's going to find her way back up. Andrew Kim with the goal, though. Great cut. Caleb Williams trying to work his way over to the ball. Picks that one up. Chaos with an interesting number set. Feel bad for when Chaos does make it to Nationals eventually. They have the pink lining with the slightly lighter pink inside the numbers. Tough look. Ball's back up top. Caleb Williams trying to work on Daniel Williams. Daniel with the pump fakes over. Looking over. Swati gets it behind the hoops over there. Cut back inside. Peter covering. Shot missed. Warriors on a run. Looks like Molly Potter's going to avoid using the reset. And Miguel is going to get that one. Amanda Dallas subs into the game for the first time today. Rumor has it this is Amanda Dallas' final year playing. We'll see what happens. Quick score from Miguel there as the Warriors are coming off of a victory at what many consider to be the premier club tournament, CCI, the Crescent City Invitational in New Orleans, Louisiana. One of our great cities here in America. Love Louisiana. Love New Orleans. Shout out to all the delicious gumbo that I'm sure everybody's eating today in New Orleans. Ball slowly working its way up here. Chaos looking over to the left-hand side. Caleb gets a hammer play from up front instead of immediately right next to it. The window closes and Cooper picks it up, and he's now on a run. Hopefully somebody's getting photos so they can see Cooper's running face when he's going full out there. Great pass over to Miguel, and another goal for Miguel Esparza. And Chaos's long-standing nightmare is over. Miguel is subbed out of the game just with 5 goals only. 5 of, I believe, 7 goals from Warriors in this. Unfortunate for them, Miguel subs out, and the man known as Run DME has now entered the field of play, Darian Mercick Ellis of Team USA. By the way, Miguel is also on Team USA, in case you were wondering, couldn't tell. Movement over, hammer play, DME runs to cover, and a shot made there. Great movement, using the hammer as a distraction to get the shot on the center hoop like we talked about before. J-Rum with a great catch and a throwback. Now it looks like a one-man beater press coming up top. DME's on a run over here, looking for an opportunity, a quick switch to wrap up on the tackle. DME's got long enough arms that even when you make contact with him, he can still get off a shot pretty cleanly. Our ref crew here is the Twin Cities Quadball Club that was recently eliminated by Texas Hill Country Heat, who are looking to find a way to face off against the Warriors here, potentially, if they are victorious. If Chaos wins, they will advance on to the Southwest Qualifier Final. Pass back over, looking over to the right-hand side. Under coverage, taken down. Cooper's looking for his angle here. DME's already extended all the way out behind the hoops. Looking, that's Miles Himmelman, who formerly played of Mizzou. Avoided that hole that is marked by the cones there. Good to see that. J-Rum with a quick beat up front. Throw over. Now a scrum for all the dodgeballs. Only one is currently up. 2 are rolling back towards Chaos. And a stop from the Warriors. On the move is Molly Potter looking over to the right-hand side. She's got DME. Just run down the middle here. DME's going to get the ball. All the dodgeballs are out. J-Rum's picked one up. And control lies with Chaos after that scrum. Molly, one of the best shooters for the Warriors, hits that one off the post. Ball is loose. Himmelman's down on the ground. Can't find out where it is, and it is scooped up. Oh, man. I hope I'm not mixing up my Himmelmans. Sorry, Grant, if you're out there watching this. Or if you're Miles and you're out there watching this. I can't remember. No offense. You're both very good quadball players. Ball's over to the right-hand side. New into the game. That's Sena Morimoto. Over to the left-hand side. Rotating over, playing keeper. Defending up top, trying to cut off the pass back up front. This could be a quick beat. Shot taken and made on that one by Himmelman. One of them. There's a conversation about whether or not Chaos is going to keep a dodgeball, and they will, and that will be control for Chaos as they toss one back. Caleb is going to pick up one, and there's going to be a control and a press as the only dodgeball available was out of bounds for a second. lost the dodgeball control up front, pass behind to Sena Morimoto, and that was going to roll out of bounds as it was intended for either DME or Annika Kim. Either way, it will now be Chaos's ball as they come up here. They got a quick shot off about 3 possessions ago. Let's see if they can find a way to get back to scoring in this one. Seen a couple of defensive stops, force some bad passes, and those go a long way. Fake pass to the right over here. Looks like diamond formation for Chaos right now, which is good. You get that extra passer up top, especially when you're facing off against trees. You need to be able to move the ball across to the opposite side very quickly. Pass behind the hoops. Beater extends out. No chaser. Pass over, deflected. Annika is going to try and get the tackle off, but it's going to be just enough of a distraction to end up with Himmelman beat. And DME is now going to be out here full speed, and he's going to get that pass off at the last second to now chaser Ryan Davis, formerly of the Peter ilk, had the black headband on, is now sub back in at chaser. A person that can do it all. Just past the 10-minute mark here, Warriors have a decisive lead as Chaos is trying to find some kind of rhythm on offense. They've had a couple of plays where they've had control, but have not been able to maintain it for long periods of time. Chaos operating with a decisively slower pace than the Warriors, who have been out in transition most of this game. Ball's over to the left-hand side. Austin Cruz back into the game after subbing out very quickly on that first one. Cut across, and looks like that one's going to roll out of bounds, where it's going to be possessed by Ryan Davis, who's now running down the right-hand side. Control lies with the Warriors. Looking for a potential hammer play here, and that's KJ, who's hanging out right near the center hoop. No extension from a defender for Chaos. A run, Sena gets loose and shoots the ball, and because of the way the hoop was falling, it didn't go through, and that is not a goal. That's a tough one. Austin Cruz looking right, takes the shot, hits that one. Are they going to call it good? They're going to say no good on the shot attempt there. They're going to say rimmed out off the right-hand side of the middle hoop. It looked good from here on the sideline, but Kaiser pulls in our head ref in this matchup. It's going to call that one no good. Kaiser, a QT alum, formerly of Heat as well, a Team USA Developmental Academy player, and now playing for Twin Cities Quadball Club. A journey for that young man who I remember playing for the B team for UT a couple of years ago as a keeper. And now he's one of the best beaters in the game. Sena with a loose one here. Austin Cruz going to somehow nearly block that one, but Sena didn't fall for the old keeper in the hoop trick and hooked around. Cruz is going to rip that one over top. Ryan Davis is going to get enough contact to force a bad shot and force a turnover there. The pace has picked up quite a bit for Chaos since Austin Cruz is sub back into it, but the shot selection, I would say, even on his standard, is less than to be desired. He's kind of been running out in transition on his own. J-Rom up to pressure, Cruz down the middle, pass over to Yada. Ball is recycled backwards. KJ's going to get that one in a nice near catch from number 13 of the Warriors. Pass over to Sena Morimoto. Quick beat on Prada. Over to Ryan Davis. No beater pressure so far, despite one of the beaters for Warriors being down. KJ is extended outside of the keeper zone there. Christian Barnes is in the back left-hand corner. Block up front, and it's going to be blocked out of bounds. And it is going to be possessed by the Warriors. Annika Kim thought it goes to Chaos. Well, because she was blocked by a defensive player that was not a keeper, it goes back to the offensive team. Prada back into the game. Foot fake on the dead leg and a shot down the middle. Pass over to Annika Kim. Her pass is going to be over to Sena Morimoto, cutting middle, looking for an opportunity. Delays on the dunk, and they're going to call that one good. Shawnee into the game. Swappy back into the game. Caleb Williams and at the beater position as well. And Austin Cruz is going to sub out, I'm assuming, for Blackwell, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Christian Barnes, first couple of reps of this one. Prada with his first couple of reps as well. And Cinemorimoto with the green headband on, playing keeper in the trees defense, which has worked very well for the Warriors so far, knowing that Chaos likes to rip shots. Especially works when you have control vast majority of the game. Swathi looking up top. Swathi with a flip back up front. And that's actually going to be a forced turnover. Cinemorimoto on a run. Blackwell fast enough to get in front of him. Hold on a second. That one might be from behind. Blackwell looked like he was either behind or even at the shoulder level, which makes it an illegal tackle. That's going to be the first yellow card of this game, and Blackwell is going to go to the box. And luckily on that one, Senna not hurt, was able to go down without getting his ankles caught up. See one dodgeball with Christian Barnes here on the far hand side in front of the camera. And another dodgeball was shot to Cody Sword. And that's a quick goal for Senna after the foul from Blackwell, who's going to be right back into the game. That is one yellow card for him. Remember, you can get 3 yellow cards before you're ejected, and it is a red card from 3 yellows. So it'll be 2 minutes without a person filling that position for the opposing or for your team. If you are up to 3, or you fill the requirements for 1 straight red. Christian Barnes rotating over down the middle. Only beater inside the keeper zone. Looks like Shock is trying to work his way over to the left-hand side and get that hammer on tackle from a beater that is off broom and was beat. Ryan Davis is able to actually does force the turnover after Sen is able to scoop it up from Shawnee Vaughn. Ball back up top, recycle quick. Caleb is going to rip one off. Control lies with Chaos, but the balls are not in their hand. Blackwell with a nice deflection actually blocks Ryan Davis' shot. It looks like Taylor Crawford's going to get beat on the heel, and Ryan with the great hustle, able to catch the deflected ball mid-air and score. Are they going to say he was beat before? So they're going to say that the shot was no good because Crawford passed the ball a little bit too long after he was beat. And Chaos will get a defensive stop. All that started because Blackwell was able to come up with a great block on Davis on his initial drop. Saw a little bit of diamond formation from Chaos as they were dealing with the trees defense from Warriors. They've been struggling to get a clean catch on that long pass behind the hoops. There's going to be a quick swap. It looks like Chaos is going to actively use diamond formation. It used to be the predominant formation in Quadball many years ago. Not anymore. Pass over to the right-hand side, and Ryan Davis is going to scoop it up after the pass was disrupted. Davis down in the middle. Taylor Crawford back up top. Pass over to Davis. No defender is going to extend down, but there is going to be a beater dead center. There's going to be Parado over there, number 11. Don't know if he's officially the head coach for the Warriors listed, but typically is a part of what they call the brain trust for the Warriors and for Team USA. Davis up middle. Pass over and is able to find the gap in Shawnee's extended hand. Great accuracy on that play. And the Warriors just running away with this one. Chaos has not scored in what feels something like 3 minutes straight. They're going to send Blackwell behind. And seeing some looks of discouragement from Chaos despite some pretty effective offensive play early on, just lacking in the finish when it's all said and done. Last 2 possessions for Chaos have been turnovers in an attempt to rotate the ball back behind the hoops. Blackwell looking up top, shot taken, and it goes underneath the center hoop. It's going to be a turnover. Crawford is going to wrestle down a Chaos chaser, and while she's scrumming for the ball, it's going to be held down. It's going to be a turnover quick on that one. Warriors out on a jog here. Parada's going to have the ball back up top. Let's see what formation Chaos uses. Looks like it's going to be a regular 2-2 zone. Pass behind the hoops. Going to recover from that hammer quick. KJ with a nice beat, but Crawford taking that window as an invitation to run up and dunk, pump fake, and jumps up in the air and finishes quickly. Now a hustle for control. J-Rum's going to take a beat, scrum back behind the hoops. All three dodgeballs are behind Chaos's hoops. J-Rum's got one outside the keeper zone, and this will be a first no bludgers or no dodgeballs we've seen for Chaos to see if they can finish when it's just chaser on chaser action. They've got a little bit of help from J-Rum, pump fake up top, and a shot taken, missed. And it looks like Hillman, who's got one goal for Chaos, is going to lose that one. And it's going to go out of bounds. No, Parada's going to pick it up right before it rolls out. And there is going to be a dodgeball turnover. And somehow, after about 10 seconds of no dodgeballs for the Warriors on defense, they're able to get the stop and control back. Wow. At the 19-minute mark here, Warriors up big, way outside the 3+ range that will come into play for the flag runner. I'm sure that won't stop Chaos from trying to get it. Taylor Crawford with a nasty stiff arm and a finish to go with it. Remember, the winner of this one advances on to the Southwest Qualifier final, where they will face off against Texas Hill Country Heat. And there are 2 active bids available for the Southwest Qualifier, meaning that THC Heat has already locked up their spot in the 16-field U.S. Quadball Cup tournament coming up here in Richmond, Virginia. Pass over to the right-hand side. Beat on the leg of that chaser. As the diamond formation for Chaos has not worked out well, although it has shortened the passing lanes, it has given greater opportunities for the beaters of the Warriors to come up and force turnovers. Quick pass from Parada to Molly Potter, and she finishes that one with some oomph. And that will be the 20-minute mark here at the intermission. Chaos down big to the Warriors. A lot of conversation going to be had about the effectiveness of the offense. Individual drives have not been very effective, though. The passing, though, if there are clean catches behind it, have resulted in goals for Chaos. Warriors almost uncontested in some of the action that they had yesterday when they played against Heat. Heat able to pull off 85 points for them. They nearly doubled up against my team, the Texas Copperheads, who scored 100 on them, but I think the final score was like 235 to 100. Warriors, one of the best programs in the history of this game for a reason. One championship under their belt just 2 years ago. Last year made it all the way to the final and lost to Boom Train in a close matchup as well. Not much drama about this one. Ryan Davis, who historically is one of the best seekers in this game as well. See if they put on the yellow headband as they enter the field of play, or they'll stay out there and chase or beat her. Chaos has gotten a couple of pulls today from Austin Cruz, a young man who has the size, but deceptively has also some speed to go along with it. A lot of explosive motion from Austin Cruz, and that's always a problem when you're dealing with a seeker who's tall, has long arms, and can explode forward. Austin's got all 3 of those facets. He will line up in the box. Looks like, ironically enough, flag runner Matthew Cooper will line up at seeker for the Warriors. Set score is 230 points, +6 off the Warriors score. So the Warriors need either 6 goals or a flag pull and 3 goals. Chaos on the run here. Michaela Sparks is going to sub into this game out of the 20-minute mark. And Seekers have now entered the field of play from the far-hand side. Trenton Pesquero of the Twin Cities Quadball Club is going to be out there. Beater exchange happening. Looks like J-Rum is going to be the only beater that survives the first beater exchange. Chaos is able to get their first goal in about 8 minutes, but the game does open up a lot more when the beaters are distracted. Good to see Chaos be able to take advantage of the chaos. Ball over. Great throw from Caleb Williams to flip control. Molly Potter with a good switch. Himmelman is going to force Molly to pass it over. Taylor's going to pump fake to the right-hand side and finish on the center hoop. That tackle was nearly locked up, and Molly was able to take advantage of it, use both of her arms, get a clean pass over to Taylor, sets up a clean goal. Now, 5 to win for the Warriors. Austin Cruz is going to take a beat. And now some alone time for Cooper. It looks like he just pulled it. If this is called good, which it looks like it was, Warriors will need 2 goals to be victorious versus Chaos. Chaos will need a few more than 2 goals. Set score is 230. 230, in case anybody was wondering. See how this one is called. Long conversation for what looked to be a pretty clean goal. They're going to call the catch no good. The only thing I can think of was Cooper had his other arm impeding Trenton's ability to shuffle to the left-hand side, and that's what allowed him to pull. Common issue with a lot of seekers not getting that hand out of the way. You cannot impede the flag runner's ability to run in any direction when you are seeking. And sometimes a lot of seekers like to fake one hand pull to the left-hand side or to the right-hand side and then use the actual other hand. But in the process, they don't get that initial hand back in enough time. And it results in impediment of the flag runner. Pull is no good. Trenton is going to run back to his spot. There's going to be a 3-second countdown. Cooper's going to tag back in, and then he will be active again to be pulled. Pass over to the right-hand side. Chaos looking for a pass across the middle. Potter's going to pick that one off and take off for a jog. Pass over, a good pass and a shot. Oh, Cruz pulls it right when the score goes through for the Warriors. Haven't seen Cruz have a pull called off yet today. This one. They're going to say the goal for the Warriors is good, meaning they need 4 to win, and Chaos will need a little bit more. As they do get to 35 points on the board, though. That goes a long way. But they will return back to the Quadball game where the Warriors seemingly had the advantage based off the score. See what the conversation is to get this restart. So, 65 for Chaos now on the board. They'll need 230 points to win. Warriors will need 4 more goals. Hello. I would do the math for you, but they don't pay me to do that. Trees formation from Warriors again. Let's see if Chaos had a conversation on how to break this down very quickly. Looks like they're going to shoot Diamond or show Diamond. Beater exchange happens. Caleb is going to get at least 1 ball. Hillman's going to scoop this one up. He's going to get it on the stride, pass it back over. He's going to be intercepted by Taylor Crawford, running down the left-hand side. Uncontested so far. There is a beater back for Chaos, but a pass over to Ryan Davis, who Chaos didn't see sneak in behind him. 3 to win for the Warriors. 3 more goals, and they will advance on to the Southwest Qualifier Finals, which will secure their bid for Nationals, U.S. Quadball Cup, along with Heats. But I hear some, maybe some shiny medals they're handing out. I'm sure you want the gold one instead of the silver one. Pass back over to the right-hand side. Swathi back up top, typically behind the hoops. This is where Swathi's role is because she does have such a powerful arm to be able to flip it from the backside to the front. Ball's going to be rolled over. Swathi trying to work her way down. Christian Barnes up top in the right-hand side in front here. And it looks like we have stacked formation from the Warriors beaters, and that's exactly why you do it. Christian took the beat. Caleb went to go scoop up a loose dodgeball and got beat by Christian's beater partner, who was just a couple of yards away. Shot is blocked. Ryan's on a run. Will he be stopped? J-Rum is just going to let him run through there, and that's going to be a bucket. Ooh, man. That looked kind of scary there for a second. Ryan Davis is going to come up with a dunk. Or is there going to be a stoppage before the dunk was called good? One of the dodgeballs rolled pretty far.
I was going to say, I think this goal was good.
Oh, right. Okay, so the question is now whether or not Chaos actually scored before the beat came through, which would make that play that happened prior to it not possible because it was Ryan Davis, a non-keeper, who picked up the ball and ran and scored. And a keeper has to restart every single play after a score, which is why sometimes you'll see substitutions happen and the keeper can't sub off immediately. You have to touch the ball, pass it to a chaser, then you get the sub off the field and play.
So that's 10 points.
That is going to be a goal for Chaos here in a second, and it is going to be a goal for Chaos. They forced Taylor Crawford back into his own keeper zone to restart play. And they will wipe away Ryan Davis's dunk, which is a bit of a bummer. They did have to run pretty far to get it. Don't punch Taylor. It's going to be box formation from the Warriors up front. Caleb trying to get the ball away from Christian Barnes. Going to take a beat on the foot. Crawford driving middle, draws two defenders, and screens another one away. DME's going to be completely undefended up front. No chasers rotating out. Davis jumps up just a bit too high on that pass. Goes over to Taylor Crawford. Crawford looking back over. DME's open. Rotates to the ball. Passes back over to 26. She's looking middle. Rips that one. No hands. And the points on the board, I believe that puts Warriors 2 away from winning this one and advancing on to the Southwest Qualifier final. Trees formation, Anka Kim is going to swap over to the small hoop. Ball goes over behind. Pass over to Swati. Swati bobbles it just a little bit, and that's just enough time for the Warriors to swarm on the Swati, who's now going to be called B. Demies, running out to the left-hand side. Taylor Crawford's going to sub out. Let's see who comes in. It's going to be Cinnamore and Moto, former teammate at Creighton, which is where DME and Senna both attended before making their way to the Warriors team. Pass back up top. Shot taken and made again. Are they going to say she was beat before? They are. Play continues. Shot made. And they're going to say the keeper for Chaos was in his zone and was able to run and scoop that one. Great play. Chaos gets on the board again. But the Warriors sit just one goal away from victory. Cinnamore and Moto running down the middle. Christian Barnes running up top. Caleb Williams trying to get a tackle. Gets beat. Pass over. Behind. Over to Annika Kim. She's going to be beat. DME's going to run it down. Long-legged and fast. DME, a deadly combination. Pass back over the top. Nearly intercepted. And also, Barnes and the Warriors will have dodgeball control for what could be the final possession of this game. Hammer taking great block up front from the Chaos keeper. Ball's back over. DME behind the hoops over to Senna. Senna pump faking. Shot taken, and that's going to be game. The Warriors have secured a bid to Nationals. They will face off for the qualifier final versus Texas Hill Country Heat, a rematch of the Final Four semifinal matchup at U.S. Quadball Cup 24 last year. And also a rematch of a pool play game that happened yesterday as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Two of the best teams in the game facing off against each other in a couple of minutes.